Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to my channel where I cover all things entertainment. Whatever you're watching, I'm making videos about. Is anyone else just like feeling it in their bones that the summer movie season has passed us? Like, summer movies just aren't happening this year. And I'm realizing I spend a lot of time in the summer at the movies because I'm feeling it like biologically that I should have more popcorn and ices in my system. I should also have like much fewer brain cells after sitting through a Fast and Furious sequel. I'm just feeling a little different, a little off, not entirely sure how I feel about it. But if anyone else out there is missing summer movies, not just movies set in the summer, no, I'm talking about the types of movies where Will Smith has to save the world by blowing up the moon. You know, those big, stupid, fun, ridiculously, awfully amazing movies that we, of course, love. I am feeling a big hole in my cinematic heart right now. Usually by July, I've seen a whole bunch of this garbage, and it's definitely very satisfying, and I'm missing out on that. But if you are also feeling the same way, well, there's plenty on Netflix to tide you over until movies return. So I want to get started with some movies that are leaving at the end of July because some of the best summer movies on there are leaving soon. So if you are seeing this video after July 2020, maybe hit the timestamp. Those movies are probably also gone by that point. Sorry, future viewer. First things first, we need to talk about Twister because it's probably my favorite movie on this list. I've been watching it on repeat lately. This disaster flick follows a group of tornado chasers literally chasing tornadoes to do science, and a whole bunch of stuff gets destroyed. Okay, it doesn't really have a plot and doesn't really have characters, but this is perfect summer action fun. It's just tornadoes destroying things and people trying to, like, I don't know, fight the tornadoes. It doesn't matter, it's fun. Godzilla from 1998. Alright, this one is pure trash, and I just rewatched it. I remember I actually really liked this as a kid because it felt a lot like a Jurassic Park movie at the end with the mini Godzillas running around Madison Square Garden. I can't help it. I think that's kind of fun. But this mostly is just no good. This is a complete waste of a movie. You've got Godzilla attacking New York City and then a whole bunch of nothing happens. It's a bit disappointing. But if this is your type of garbage, you're going to want to watch it before it's gone. E.T. is one of the most beloved summer movies of all time, and another that I have just been watching over and over recently. This one follows an alien being trapped on Earth and the group of kids who try to save it. This movie is just one of Spielberg's most influential and most successful, and I'm pretty sure it's heading to Peacock, but if you want to watch it ad-free, you're going to want to do it soon. The Back to the Future movies are leaving Netflix, which I'm sure will be a bummer for a bunch of you. The original was one of the biggest summer blockbusters of the 80s. Personally, I never got into these movies. I'm sorry. I'm sure a whole bunch of you love them. I just never did. The idea of going back to the 50s to get bullied and hit on by your mom was just like not ever appealing to me. I must be a weirdo. I don't know. I was crazy. Chances are a bunch of these movies are also going to be gone before you know it, but let's get into some of the best summer movies that are currently streaming on Netflix, starting with Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines and Terminator Salvation. I love these movies. They are not that great. They are not the usual Terminator fans' favorite entries. The third one was the first Terminator movie I saw, and it is just pure action, and I enjoy it for that. Terminator Salvation certainly has its problems, but the way I look at it is it's kind of like a Terminator movie set within the universe of Mad Max, and I kind of just have fun with that, although it is very loud and abrasive and a very annoying film. Still, these are definitely two major summer movies, and if you need some big dumb action, these are just what you're looking for. But if you need a little bit more Arnold in your life, Total Recall is a 90s futuristic sci-fi action film that follows an ordinary man who believes that actually He's been brainwashed and he might actually be a super spy from Mars. Just go with it. A bunch of shootouts happen. This movie is very 90s futuristic and ridiculous, but if you're looking for a wild ride, this is it. Bad Boys 1 and 2, because what summer movie list would be complete without a little Michael Bay? Will Smith and Martin Lawrence star as two Miami cops who are always trying to get the bad guys. The third one is coming to Starz soon, and it's on VOD, so if you want to have yourself a little movie marathon, here you go. Olympus Has Fallen, the most basic Gerard Butler movie. This one stars Butler as a super badass trying to protect the president when the White House is attacked. Angel Has Fallen is also on Netflix. I could not even with that one. But Olympus Has Fallen is actually a pretty solid action flick. Mortal Kombat, this fighting movie based on the popular video game, follows a group of martial arts experts competing to win a championship. This one has quirky characters, non-stop action, and an underworld with people turning into animals and shit. I mean, this might be one of the smaller movies, but this one has summer movie written all over it. Clash of the Titans is an action-adventure take on the legend of Greek hero Perseus, and it is the type of fantasy movie cheese that only the 80s could bring us. In case you need another helping of Roland Emmerich disaster movie Ridiculousness, 2012 is basically every disaster movie rolled up into a ball and just shot through a cannon at your face. Basically, in this movie, the entire world is falling apart and there are a group of people trying to survive who look like they are running through an amusement park course of every disaster ever. It's like, oh no, there was a tidal wave and it swept us into a tornado that carried us over an earthquake, and then there was a volcanic explosion. Speaking of stupid, Starsky and Hutch is a very 2000s reboot of a 70s TV show, and it stars Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson as two very different cops, one by the book, one basically a shady criminal, and it's how they try to take down some coke dealers. It's very silly and nostalgic, but it also has the feel of those big summer comedies that we used to get in theaters. So if you're looking for a little bit of a break just to shut your brain off, Starsky and Hutch, I don't know why I like this movie. Someone explain it to me. The Karate Kid, another major summer hit from the 80s. This one follows a bullied kid who takes karate lessons and ends up learning about life and friendship while kicking ass. This movie was so successful that it turned karate lessons into an entire franchise. And the first 3 Karate Kid movies are all on Netflix right now if you want to get into them. The Indiana Jones movies. These are some of my favorite movies ever. Of course, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull doesn't exist, but I love the entire original trilogy. I mean, they're all good. They're all so good. I just love adventure movies. We don't get enough of Indiana Jones. Why don't we have a million different Indiana Jones ripoff adventure series happening? I just don't understand. But they're all on Netflix. You can enjoy them all. Again, I love them all, but truly I have to say my favorite, I'm not just saying this to be a contrarian, but you know what? I love Temple of Doom. It was the first one I saw. I've just always had that connection with it. And you know what? While there's some boring stuff in the middle, it's mostly just action. It's a big, long opening action sequence and then a long closing one that is literally a roller coaster ride. I love it. Lastly, you know I gotta squeeze some horror in here, guys, and I'm gonna take every opportunity I can to talk about my favorite Netflix staple, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. In this horror comedy, 2 hillbilly besties decide to go to a cabin in the woods and end up bumping into a group of college students also at a cabin in the woods. When the college students begin to accidentally die one by one, they think the hillbillies are responsible for it, but it's all one big, hilariously gory misunderstanding. This movie is so fun. It is a low-budget, independent film, but I still feel like it has the summer feels, and it also just has a great combination of gory violence and just hilarious situational comedy. Even if you aren't one for gore or anything, it's mostly used for comedy. It's mostly a comedy that uses the framework of a typical slasher film to poke fun at the tropes and just have fun with it, and I'm telling you, it's short and sweet. It works every time. I love Tucker and Dale. If you liked a movie like The Cabin in the Woods, if that sort of hit the right sweet spot spot for you, Tucker and Dale also will. That is my list. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. There were a lot here that I'm like, I don't really love them, but like, it's the summer and I'm kind of used to watching stuff I don't love. That's kind of stupid, but also kind of great. Thank you again so much. Hit the comments below to let me know what you want to see here on the channel. That's it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.